Good morning, Shanda. Good morning, Patricia. I want to make sure I've got everything set correctly here. There we go. Good morning, Marilyn. Hi, Patty. Ladies, if you would share, that would be awesome. I appreciate it so much. I needed another minute because I was just making my notes of the announcements I wanted to make. The first announcement would be that Last Chance retiring products are available through June 2nd while supplies last only, and that includes the stamp sets. So some of those things have some of those products have already depleted their inventory, but there still is a whole lot to choose from, and you can find that on my website, maryknabe.stampinup.net, and there are all kinds of products still available, and many are discounted as well. But if there's anything you still want from the current annual catalog and or the mini catalog, you need to grab it while you can before June 2nd, or the sooner the better, so things don't run out on you. The other thing I wanted to mention is that our new catalog is here. You should be, if you placed an order with me during the course of the current catalog, I had a catalog mailed to you, a new catalog mailed to you from the Stampin' Up! Company, and I know that this week people are starting to receive theirs. So hopefully you have yours, and if not, in the next day or so. If you don't have one from me by Monday, and you think you did place an order and should have received one, or if you're new and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator you're working with, I'm happy to send you one. All you have to do is message me or contact me. I have been working a lot on designing with some of the new, most of the new products I've purchased through the pre-order, so I'm really excited about that. I'm getting ready to write tutorials and put classes on the schedule. Hopefully some in-person classes in a few weeks, as well as many classes to go. We do in June, Stampin' Up! Is having a big new catalog kickoff, and two of the things they're doing are adding incentives for those that host a Stampin' Up! Party, and we can do that in person or virtually, depending on where you live and what you're comfortable with in terms of in-person versus virtual. They both work great, and both allow you to get some free product, and I would love to help you do that. So I'm ready to schedule those things. I've contacted a few people already, but if you're at all interested, or if you have a big wish list, please contact me and we'll get something scheduled for you, because I want to help you get the most you can for your money. And the second catalog kickoff incentive we have is for those that join. Our usual joining starter kit is $99 plus tax. It's free shipping, and you get to choose $125 of product. So it's a huge savings, almost $40 in savings when you figure in the value of the product plus the free shipping. But during June, from June 3rd through the 30th, when you purchase the starter kit, Stampin' Up! Is letting you choose an additional bundle of your choice absolutely free, okay? You get to choose a free bundle, and we have loads of them in the new catalog. And they're nicely all packed together or shown together at the rear of the catalog. So it's easy. It's a great incentive And by the way, did you know that if you host a party, you can use your Stampin' Rewards towards free product, or you can put those Stampin' Rewards towards the purchase of a starter kit. So in many cases, you can come out ahead by applying your Stampin' Rewards from your party to the purchase of your starter kit. But they're both great incentives, and I hope to add many of you to my calendar for hosting, as well as having many of you join my team. So, you want to see today's project? I bet you do. Let me flip this so you can see it correctly. Oh, no, that's not right. Hold on. Wrong thing. Now you saw the messy part of my basement. I've got all kinds of classes and samples and things laid out on my floor over there. Okay, so here, and it's hard, whoops, trying to get it so you can see in the light. But this is what we're making today, this trifold card, and it's got a pocket for a gift card holder right in the center there. And don't think that this card is just for men, because I'm going to give you the female version of the Clubhouse card. So Joyce Letterby, I saw you are on here this morning, so I'm so thrilled because I know you are a golfer and I think you'll appreciate this. Okay, close your eyes for a moment because I'm going to be moving my camera around, and then we'll get started so you can see how to make this wonderful fun fold gift card holder. It'll just take me a few seconds here. I'm gonna flip this back. Okay. Oops. Wait. There's my cheat sheet, everything in view. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alrighty. So, for this trifold gift card holder, I'm featuring the Country Club Designer Series paper. Even if you're not into golf, there are so many great patterns on here that you can use. Otherwise, the plaids and the argyle, and I especially love this blue plaid and the green plaid. Got 3 different argyles, and you've got even some black and white photos. Okay, and then here's the Clubhouse stamp set and the coordinating dies. And of course, this absolutely argyle embossing folder is super duper. I believe this is carrying over. I think the rest are retiring. I didn't check my list just before I came in, but I believe that's the case. So get them while you still can. Okay, so we're gonna make a female version of the same card. Let's get started here. Now I pretty much pre-cut everything because there are a lot of pieces and parts to this card. You know what? This is, I think, a little bit too big. Let's see if I can make it a little smaller. Okay, that might be better. Okay, so you are going to, and I will tell you before we start that this finished card is the same height as our standard card, 5.5, but it's only 4 inches wide, okay? 4 inches wide instead of 4.25 wide. And the reason being is because I used a 12 by 12 cardstock for this demonstration. So you're going to start by cutting your cardstock to 5.5 inches by 12. Okay, 5.5 by 12 inches. So you, out of one sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock, you're going to get 2 cards. Okay, 5.5 by 12 inches. Then you're going to score it 4 inches. Now, here's a trick. Since each of these score lines, since we're folding 2 different directions, you can see my Z there, or backwards Z, I guess. So you're going to score at 4 inches and then take your cardstock just like this. I'll make sure I'm in the screen for you. I'm waiting for the video to catch up with me so I can see where we are. Okay, oh, so many of you have jumped on. Hi, Candy and Wanda, Angie Wessler, yay! Allie Boger, who else am I missing? Pat Trabala, Beth, Amy Go, Joan Horner, Belle, Joyce, awesome. Jill Peterson, oh, you guys are wonderful. Hi, Mary Lou. Okay, so 4 inches, and then you're going to take your cardstock like this and flip it this way. And then slide it in and score at 4 inches. That way, I have my score lines the opposite. And that's what makes it easy to fold that Z fold, okay? All right, I'm gonna set this aside because I've already cut the other pieces I've needed. I'm using Blushing Bride, and I've got 3 pieces of Blushing Bride cardstock that are all cut the same, 5 1/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere these to my 3 panels. On this one, I used black. I'm using the same plaid for my second card, but switching out that black for the Blushing Bride. And then we're going to do a few different things with it as well. Get this out of the way there. Okay. So again, my Blushing Bride cardstock is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Now this can simply be a fun fold card, or you can easily turn it into a gift card holder. And I'll show you in a few moments how we're going to do that. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that that's something I like to do. Take standard cards and easily turn them into gift card holders, which is great for this time of year. We've got Father's Day, we've got graduations. Some people need teacher gifts. Of course, birthdays and holidays and congratulations, anniversaries, promotions. There's so many reasons, or it's a simple thank you. So many reasons why people might want to give gift cards. So I like to take just a standard card and be able to add a little DSP or cardstock and turn it into a gift card holder when I need it. So now I have a piece of Coordinating Designer Series paper. I'm using the Argyle and Smoky Slate and Basic Gray. I guess I should have said that my cardstock base is Basic Gray here. But of course, whatever Designer Series paper you use is what you'll want to use to coordinate the colors. So that is 5 inches by 3 1/2 inches. 5 inches by 3 1/2 inches. Now I do want a piece of white here. So this is also 5 1/2 by 3 inches. I'm not going to adhere this just yet because I am going to be adding some stamping to that in a little bit. Now, one of the sheets that you get in this pack of Country Club Designer Series paper has some just basic drawn, sketched images of female golfers, male golfers. There's one that is just a scene, like a golf course scene. And they're intended that you can actually get 12 of these little scenes from the one sheet by cutting them 3 inches by 4 inches. I wanted mine just a little bit smaller, so mine is actually cut 2 3/4 inches by 3.5. But again, you might want to do a stamped image and you might cut out a circle for it or an oval, whatever it is. But for the purpose of this card, those 3 by 4 inch pieces from the DSP, you can get 12 from. So you can make 12 just wonderful cards, just adding something, adding it to something else. But for my purposes here, I've cut mine down to 2 3/4 by 3.5. And of course, these black and white scenes look awesome on their own, but you can feel free to color them with your Stampin' Right markers or your Stampin' Blends. Our watercolor pencils and blender pens are awesome for something like this as well. Okay, now we'll do the stamping last. Here I have a piece of 3.5 inch wide by, let me double check, 3.5 inches wide by 2.5. Yes, 3.5 by 2.5. Okay, and when I post this to my blog, I will be sure to include all of the dimensions that you need. So it'll be easy to find, but 3.5 by 2.5 for this one. Now this is going to be the pocket for our gift card. So what I want to do is use a circle punch. It can be anything. I'd say at least a 1 inch circle punch. I'm using a 1.5 inch circle punch, and I'm not going down the whole way or even half, just a little bit there, maybe 1/3 of the way, because I just want that little cutout so it's easy to pull a gift card out. But you don't necessarily need that either, especially if you're tucking a gift card in vertically rather than horizontally. This might be a little short for it to go in horizontally, but I think it just adds a fun touch. Now when I do this, I like to adhere the pockets with my multi-purpose glue, because I can get a thin line of glue and get it really close to the edges. And of course, you're just putting that on the left, right, and bottom of that DSP, because we need that top to be open for our pocket. All right. And now I think I'm ready for some stamping. So on this one I used Garden Green, which is one of the coordinating colors in the DSP. Obviously the Blushing Bride was not part of that DSP, nor is the Granny Apple Green. But I'm going to let in with the Argyle. I'm thinking a little preppy, right? So I'm going to stamp a happy birthday. Hopefully I can stamp it straight. I'm going to stamp a happy birthday. I'm going to stamp on a piece of scrap paper first to see how well I can stamp it straight. Now, pretty good. Okay. So wish me luck here. Probably getting the top of my head as I do this. Oh, looks pretty good. Awesome, Mary. Now, instead of using this die that I did on the masculine card, and this die is part of this product suite, the Clubhouse product suite. It's one of the dies in that set. Instead, I wanted to make it a little fancier or a little more feminine, so I'm using our new Lovely Label Pick-a-Punch, which to me is just super duper. It really might be my #1 favorite product in the new catalog. So I cut a piece of 1/2 inch by 2.5 inch strip of cardstock, and then, oops, that end didn't cut so well. I must not have had that in there properly. But you know what? I'm just going to leave it alone because no, I don't like it. I have to redo it. Do you ever get like that? Where is my... Oh, and by the way, at the end of this, if you're interested, I might show you a few sneak peeks of some of my upcoming classes. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you this trick too. When I'm cutting very narrow strips, and this I want to be a 1/2 inch, so I've got it on the 1/2 inch line here. I'll put it where you can see it. But I want to hold this in place because these little pieces can move around a good bit. So just use a Post-it note. Oops, I'm going to go over at both ends. Just use a Post-it note like that to hold it in place and cut it. And there you go. You makes it so simple. Okay. So let me try punching this again and doing a better job. Oh, much better, Mary. Okay. And I'm going to stamp that again. I'm going to try to stamp real straight. Oh, even better. Okay. Now I want to add this to the green somehow. So I think I'm just going to, I think with this, I'm going to use a different punch. Let me grab it here. I think this one, I am going to do a banner cut, but it's going to be a little bit, it's not going to be quite so deep. See how it's a little bit more subtle, and definitely more subtle than if I had used the banner triple punch. That makes some pretty deep V's cuts. And then I'm going to layer these, and I think I'm going to put these up at the top too. Yeah, I like that. So this one, the Granny Apple Green one, and just gives a different pop of color. Plus I think it speaks to the preppy part. What is that, back in the 80s? I think when I was in high school, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Pink and green. That was the thing back in the day. With Argyle socks, of course. Trying to decide if I want to offset it there. Yeah, I kind of like it offset a little bit so that more of the green is showing. Maybe that's too much. Okay, what do you think? Now I'm going to add another little bit of stamping. And of course, these stamps also come from the Clubhouse stamp set. There's also one for Father's Day. But this one says, I hope the next year is full of green fairways, blue skies, and short putts. So I'm also going to stamp this in the smoky slate. Yeah, a little crooked there. Let me flip this over and try again. Oh, better. Isn't that the best thing about our cardstock? Is that it has two sides? I don't know what that is. Okay. So what do you think? Easy enough, isn't it? I love it. It stands up nicely. And like I said, it's 5.5 by 4 inches. So it is 1/4 less wide, but obviously still fits nicely in our envelopes. Now, if you want to decorate those envelopes, and I did stamp 2, but I didn't color either one. I'm going to right now color this one to go with my female edition. And I'm going to give her a nice, pretty pink golf tee here. Joyce Luttery, I would imagine yours would be purple. I got this idea from another demonstrator, I have to say, and I can't remember who. Actually, it's 2 demonstrators, because somebody did a card like the female version, which gave me that idea. Although our card fronts even look totally different. And then another demonstrator had a similar fun fold on one of the sites, but I tried to go back and find those and unfortunately wasn't able to. So I feel bad about that, because I do like to, if I get inspiration from somebody, I do like to give them credit as well as let them know too, which is always fun. And I sure do appreciate it when people are inspired by something I do and they tell me. So I'll have to try looking for those again and see if I can reach out to those ladies. Okay, and then just for a little, they've got a little shadow here on the right side, but I can go in here real close on this right side and add a little more shadow like this. And you just choose something very light. It could be a very light gray, like smoky slate or gray granite. This happens to be the light shade of balmy blue. Also, I've used Pool Party and soft sea foam to do that. So just, you know, whatever you like. And then, whoops. For this one, I probably, I'm going to do some darker grass here. This is Old Olive. We don't have a garden green Stampin' Blends just yet, but this will work fine for the envelope. Doesn't have to match perfectly to the card. And how about a nice blue? This is Light Night of Navy for this guy's golf tee. And then for the shadowing, I'm going to show you what it looks like with the light smoky slate. And the nice thing about this, on this particular image, is the shadowing's already there for us. So we're just kind of accenting it a little bit more with some of that outside color. Hand's not real steady this morning. Not sure why. Just there. Okay, so here's our first one. Happy birthday, you're the greatest guy, by Par. Little pun there. And the card, or the envelope. And then this one, happy birthday. I hope the next year is full of green fairways, blue skies, and short putts. All right, what do you think? Okay, here's my little cheat sheet for all the, you probably can't even read it. It's so small. For the dimensions, and I will be sure to include those dimensions when I post this to my blog. So Leah, you can go back and hear all the dimensions through the video, or when I post it to the blog, it'll probably be no later than Monday. It might be sooner. I will definitely have all the dimensions listed in the print as well. Okay, so who thinks they would love to give that new fun fold a try? It really is super easy. Okay. Would anybody like a sneak peek of some of the classes I have coming up? Anybody? I still can't show you the inside of the catalog yet. Tuesday morning, I will be doing a Facebook Live. I'm not sure what time yet, but I will do a Facebook Live to do like a catalog tour, a new catalog tour, and I'll point some different things out, and I will give you my top 10 list of favorite things in the new catalog. Okay, oh, you do want sneak peeks. I figured as such. Hold on. Okay, this is hard because I don't want to show you everything just yet. There's so many exciting things. You've probably seen the Old World. I can show you this, actually. You've probably seen the Old World DSP. Let me see here. These are some more reference things I've created for myself. So just beautiful. And we have new brass foil, and just awesome. That coordinates with this, and here are all the coordinating colors. And we also have a set of Memories and More cards. So there will be a class showing you how to make, I believe it's 14 cards using the Memories and More card pack, as well as some of the coordinating embellishments and things. But it'll also have directions for something like this. And I don't have this in a frame yet, but I thought this was kind of classic and neat, something that could go into maybe a man's office or a woman's office. It's great for anybody who wants to travel or enjoys traveling or learning about the world and learning new cultures. It's a great way to show somebody that you think the world of them, that they're special to you. And then now this is going to be very hard because this I already have in a frame and it's very tall, but I'm going to give you a peek of this as well. Okay, it actually, and I took something out. I had some other Stampin' Up things in here from many years ago, so I'm just repurposing it. I pulled those out and turned those into cards, and then I made this, and I'm gonna waiting for it to catch up a little bit. And this was made from the Memories and More card pack. And then I've added just a few little embellishments. So it's super quick, super easy, but in a nice frame. And I believe I just got this frame at Michael's. It's pretty old, but you know, when they have their frame sales, you can get gorgeous frames at great prices. So here's what it's like. I'm gonna just kind of slide it on up so you can see the whole thing. Okay. And this, I think, I don't want to give as a gift. I want to use it at my house somewhere, but I'm not sure where. It doesn't quite go with my decor, but I love it and I'm keeping it. But I do think a few years ago, I believe on the Alaska trip, one of the gifts that was given to demonstrators on the trip was a map of the world. And it's one where you can scratch off and like the places you've been and such. So I have that hanging downstairs here when you come into my Stampin' Piece studio. So I'm thinking I might shift that over and put this one right beside that. Okay, how about another sneak peek. Gosh, I have so many, I don't even know what to show you. How about this? The In Good Taste DSP. And you know I love paper, right? Oh, it's an addiction. And when I was into sewing, when my kids were little, my addiction was fabric. So it's all kind of the same, you know? But hey, there's worse vices, right? So in this class, you can make, let me think here. It was, I believe 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes, because, and okay, this is an interesting card back. In Good Taste DSP is 12 by 12. But instead of having just 6 designs, they have 12 designs. So here are the 12 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's what the split is. So it's all about, really about textures. You know, you've got brick and wood and fabric, some plastering, just a concrete look. Just so fun. Here's a really pretty woven one. I love that. But here's just a couple of the cards for this class, and I use the Comfort and Hope stamp set. Okay, there's one. I have them laid out. It was just easier to store them that way. So that's why they're laid out like this. Just easier for me to store. Let's see, what else do I want to show you here? Here's another one. Isn't that fun, that tile look? And how about one more? Let's see, what do I want to show you? Oh, how about this one, since I mentioned this woven knit. But so much fun. So that'll be a class coming up. And how about one more thing? Okay. We also have, yes, I like Memories and More card packs just as much as I like DSP, or almost as much as I like DSP. And who is loving the new In Colors? I sure am. So I've combined a couple of different things here. We have, let me see here. Let me take a peek at these. So we have the, I don't know if I put this on yet. Let me see. Yes, I did. The Flowers for Every Season DSP. This comes 6 by 6 and it has 12 different sheets. So you can see the front and back of each. And it truly does have flowers for every season. Spring, summer, the fall in these yellows, and then even winter. And it's got great, a great assortment. It's got all the 5 new In colors plus Poppy Parade in there. So with that, we have some coordinating cards and envelopes. And I combine those coordinating cards and envelopes with a package of the Memories and More cards. You could also work with the Flowers for Every Season. All of it coordinates. And then I just added some embellishments that coordinate with those In colors as well. You want to see one more? Let's see. How about this one? Okay. Now this one can be used Christmas because like the berries, the red berries, and the red flower could be a poinsettia. But it certainly is not restricted to Christmas by any means. And then of course, again, the embellishments and the printed envelopes with that. And okay, I said that was it, but I do have one more thing sitting here. And this is part of the, I have all Post-it notes everywhere, keeping me organized. Oh, how about, now this is going to be a different class, but it does use, but it also uses the In Good Taste product suite. So here you have Just Saying Hello, and here's another one, The Good Things in Life Are Better With You. Okay, so that'll be another class as well, the Tasteful Touches class. All right, that's all I'm going to show you today. I have more things in the works. I mean, it's just, and I have so much paperwork and other things I need to be doing. But one thing I've learned about myself, switching to doing this full time, I've had days where I just try to think, okay, today and tomorrow, I'm just doing paperwork, or I'm doing mailings, and I am almost caught up on my mailings. The last few will go out tomorrow. But what I've learned is I get burnt out on that really fast, and all I want to do is design. So now I'm giving myself a period of time to do paperwork and, kind of the grunge work that has to be done with business, but then giving myself several hours each day to do some designing and playing and creating and getting ready for classes. And of course that comes with a lot of work too, doing tutorials, etc. But you definitely have to craft in there. I have to keep my crafting going. It can't all be paperwork and business. I need to craft and design, and that is the basis of my business. So I've promised myself I'm going to do at least some crafting and creating and designing every single day that I'm down here working. All right, any questions for me? I hope if you are customers of mine that you have been, you have your catalog by now. If you don't, please let me know. If you are not currently working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. And the first thing I can do to earn your business is send you a complimentary catalog. So all you have to do is message me. And if you love Stampin' Up! Or your wish list is really long, please consider joining my team between June 3rd and June 30th when we have that wonderful joining incentive of a free bundle in addition to the already great starter kit. All right, have a wonderful day. I hope your weekend is fun and relaxing and that you are able to get in some